So today we will be starting Mitsubishi Evolution build because that project I started a while ago, and initially I was planning to use Tamiya TT02 drift chassis, which was all-wheel drive drift chassis, but I quickly realized, that that was not really a good fit for my needs. And I found this MST chassis, which is also all-wheel drive car chassis, which is perfect fit for Mitsubishi Evolution. And yeah, so it was used, and there are many parts actually missing, right? So what I needed to do, I pretty much needed to order them up, which is good that I still can get those parts for this specific chassis. And yeah, so this bag here came in with parts. And funny enough that this bag of parts costs more than actually Tamiya chassis with all electronics was costing, okay? So that's how much more expensive parts are coming, or more premium RC cars, let's say that way. So when it's coming to this chassis, what I will be doing, I will pretty much strip out everything. I want to clean, make sure that every single bearings are good. We will rebuild shocks as well, so a lot of things to do. I have also as well electronics, of course, for all this car already. So let's get to the work and see how actually this all-wheel drive drift chassis will be performing. Okay, so before we actually get to the chassis stripping, let me show you what I ordered, what parts was missing. And yeah, so I ordered shock oil because, like I said, I will be re-oiling shocks, and to be honest, I was not sure what type of oil those shocks specifically using there. I do believe that MST is using only mineral oil, so that's what I ordered, and will be using. Now, as I told before already, I will be installing one-way front differential, so that's there. Then this part here is for the pulley, which is putting attention on a rear belt. So that I needed because the plastic one is deformed. Steering servo horn I was missing as well, so that I will need. I could go with aluminum one, but like I said, the parts are quite expensive already. So if it does not really benefit performance-wise, I probably will save a little bit here. Black grease probably I will need, and then as well I will upgrade the steering arm set. So this is important part because this will help with steering, that it moves freely. So that's kind of beneficial, That's something as well probably I'm looking to upgrade on my RMX chassis because it helps. It actually helps, Steering is much smoother. I was missing as well servo kind of holders, so I can screw it to the chassis. Set of some ball ends kind of I was missing as well. Set of springs. So like I said, I will be doing shocks, and I most likely will be going for quite soft suspension. So new spring set. And the last bit which I ordered here is that just because I will be installing new differential in the front one way, I needed as well different length belt and different size pulley for the belt, because currently both of the pulleys are same size, and that's not the case when we are installing one way, so we need different size pulley. So that's there. I probably still missing a couple small bits and pieces somewhere. We'll see if I can source them with parts I have already in stock, or I will need to order something else, but in general that's all I need now. And yeah, like I said, electronics wise that's all we have already. So now just let's get to the stripping the chassis and see how far we can actually go, because for the shocks as well, I didn't order the O-rings, which I probably should replace, but we'll see in what condition those old ones are. If they're not gonna be too bad, I will reuse them. If they will be bad, of course, then I will need to replace them and I will order up new ones. And yeah, how much we will get in this video, we'll see, but yeah, let's get to the stripping and start building this AWD chassis. Okay, so majority is now separated, as you can see, so deck is now clean. I can clean this one first. Now, when it's taken apart fully, you know, it's much easier will be to clean it. It's not bad, but of course it's going to be much better once I've finished. Also, when I'm separating things like this now, you know, I can work on each part separately. You notice as well that I'm putting screws back in the places where where I took them out, so I don't lose, you know, where they came. And yeah, I will start cleaning, you know, and start slowly putting back already with all new parts. So I took everything apart till the smallest screw. Everything is now cleaned up apart from the shocks. Shocks will be procedure on its own, but the rest of the things are actually good to go now. So we will start piecing everything back together and we will be adding new parts in as well. Okay, so what we will be doing, we will be pretty much working from the back to front, because in the back we don't really need to change anything. Yeah, so we'll start from there. Okie dokie, next one. So this pulley here, we will be replacing now the plastic part. Why I'm doing this one is simply because how you are adjusting the belt tension on this specific chassis is pretty much hard to do it. You need to take apart a couple things, you know, to adjust the tension, and not much space to play with actually. But I bought this aluminium one because this actually has adjustment in it where the plastic one don't have. So what we need to source out is just the bearing and the pulley itself, and the rest can stay. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Okay. So now we are actually getting to very interesting stuff. So this is what will change this all-wheel drive drift car handling very much. So now what we had two same size pulleys here, which are 18-tooth pulleys. And then we have bigger pulleys in front and back, again same size, and those are 36. So our gear ratio here was actually exactly 2. So this counter steer pulley set, which is here, this part here, is the one which will be changing now our ratio, which means that our front wheels will spin. So there will be front wheels will spin slower than the back, and this will give us a little bit more feel like rear wheel drift car. Instead of splitting 50-50 for the wheel speed, we will be now, you know, gearing down. So the rear will be spinning much quicker than the front, and that of course will be making our car counter steer. So now we will also of course add the front one-way differential. So that will improve as well when it's coming to braking, because otherwise if your wheels are locked like it was in this original setup, you are pretty much braking with all 4 wheels at the same time, where this one way gives us that we will be braking just with rear wheels and front wheels will freely kind of continuous spin if we are braking, okay? So I also saw that I will simply reuse this gear here from this differential and just put on the one way, but apparently that's not the case, because this one is actually bigger. So that was 36 tooths, this one is 40, so we have 4 more tooths here. Now this kit comes with 3 different pulleys, so starting from 11 till 13 tooths. So this will be the small one which we will be replacing here. And I will go with 13 tooth pulley, which will give me my countersteer ratio 1 against 1.54. So while let's say how this works, so while the front wheels making 1 turn, rear ones are actually 1.5 times more kind of turn resolution, you know, than the front. Now, belt. Kit comes with a belt, but that belt you need to use only if you are using the smallest one, which is 11 tooth pulley. Otherwise, we will be just sticking with the original one, which we had, so that will stay. Now, we need to put and glue those two parts together. Glue is not really provided, so we will be just using what we have. And yeah, that will be screwed on one way. Instructions, you know how to put all this here, because this also changes the spacers which we have. And yeah, if this wouldn't be a chassis carbon but the plastic one, it also says that we would need to cut out a couple things simply because this gear is bigger. I hope that we don't need to cut anything on the carbon chassis. And this part here displays as well information where it's coming to tension of your belt. So it shows exactly how you need to set your tension on this part here. So you cannot really see, but there is like an oval shape plastic which comes on the bearing, and that's how you adjust the tension of the pulley, you know. So just because it's oval, you know, you can make it closer or take it farther away, and there are instructions how exactly you need to set it, and that's happening of course on both sides. So that's there. We will prepare everything and put this all together, and then we can start to add those things again to the chassis itself. Okay, so one-way differential, how it works is that you can see I can spin it this way, and I can hold it, it spins, and then when I try to spin it other way, it pretty much locks right away, and we'll be turning the wheels. When I opened it, it's quite tight, I would say, but we probably need to, you know, just start using it a little bit and it will become a little bit more loose. Currently, like I said, it's quite tight. At the beginning it was simply probably sitting for a quite long time already, you know, on a shelf somewhere, so it should become looser. About the spacers, so no information, but what I noticed from some other manual is that there are 1 millimeter spacers, then another 2 millimeter spacers, set of them, or you can use both together to get 3 millimeters. So that's just, you know, to gap the differential. If you feel that it's too clumsy or too loose, then we can use those spacers. Spacers will be coming between bearing and the differential itself. And yeah, so now next part is pretty much just need to put on this gear. Glued part should be kind of on outside according to other grade I found. And then we just need to put 3 screws, and that will be holding it in place. So fairly simple and straightforward process. Okay, so this part is now done. Now we need to take apart this one now, because we need to take out this differential and take off the bearings, which probably could be quite tough job. Okay, so those plastic things here are the ones, the oval ones which I told you. So there are gears kind of which you can fix in place, and this is the only bit which is pulling attention on the short bell. Okay, originally it was also the same for the back belt, but now we have adjustable tensioner, so we can do things better. Okay, so that this side by side you can see that the size is bigger, so those two bearings should come off and we need to put them on. Okay, with some force it's off, so now we can put on the one way. Okay, so now the whole assembly should go in. Now just the question. So this is front. So I need when car drives, spins, and when I'm braking. So this way it should go. Okay, so now what is important? Important gonna be to don't forget put on the belt. Okay, so the steering kind of arms rock itself is a little bit longer. That is why it's touching the plastics here, and it shows that we need to trim a little bit accession, and we will need to shorten as well. Otherwise we have toe in, which we don't need. We need either toe 0 or toe out a little bit, so that I will probably leave outside. But from here, what else we have? We can put back this front bumper. Okay, so I think that this is very good stopping point here. I still need to now take a little bit apart things and trim according to those instructions here, so we do not have any issues. Apart from that, we are almost back in where we started, but now with all the clean chassis and all the new parts installed, we still need to work on the shocks, so that's most likely will happen in the next video. And we will start adding electronics, because once we have all electronics added in, we will probably go again on an alignment rack, because that's what we will need to do as well, just because we now changed the steering rack, which is a little bit longer, which will give us a little bit turn radius. But yeah, so we'll see. Maybe in the next video we will even get to the first drive. So stay tuned for that. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like. If you want to see more, consider to subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.